Jason, big matchup tonight against the Colorado Avalanche. Maybe just take us through what the mindset is of this group going up against the Avs.
Yeah, I think their recipe for success is a lot of speed, attacking off the rush. So I think minimizing turnovers and playing deep in their zone is going to benefit us.
What did you like about your game the other night against Vegas that you can build upon tonight?
Yeah, I think I did a lot of the little details in my game well. I think there's still some offense that I could tap into, being a little more patient on pucks and hang on to it a little bit more, using my size down low to sustain a little bit more zone time, and then on top of what I was doing, I thought I was skating well. That's where a lot of my game thrives, is when my legs are moving. I do a lot of things better.
With it just being, your first two games with this team, do you find that there's still that element of adrenaline that's kind of helping be able to push you a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. I try to keep an even keel and make sure that my levels never get too high or too low, because it's a hard wave to ride when you're constantly up and down. So trying to constantly just remind myself to play simple and not worry about all the excess noise in my head that's creating this adrenaline, and just let myself go out and play, because although the adrenaline is good, sometimes it gets to be too much, and you overcomplicate, you do things that you wouldn't naturally do, and it could be a little bit adverse to what you want.
I know that we've talked a lot about the shutdown role that you play and the pride that you take in that. So now when you're going up against guys like Nathan MacKinnon and honestly the entire Avalanche team, what's your mindset and kind of how do you approach a game like this?
I'm excited for the challenge. I love getting the best, so my mindset going into it doesn't change from game to game per se, but I know that I have to be extremely sharp, because it doesn't take much for McKinnon, Nichus, even Kadri. These guys, you give them a little bit and they take a lot. So my attention to detail, my stick positioning, my habits on my route as a centerman, all those things come into effect when you're playing against these guys, because if you're off by a foot, that's all they need to create a scoring chance.
What's it like being able to, you played one game at home with the Edmonton Oilers and then hitting the road, especially when it was such a busy transition with trade deadline, being able to come over with Colton and Connor's here as well, and kind of what that is like from a personal point of view?
Yeah, coming with them is huge. Instant comfort. Connor and I have been good friends since I got in Chicago, so we spent 3 years together. Our wives are super close, so there's a lot of familiarity with him. And then Colton, this is only his first year in the league, but we've gotten to know each other over the years. He was up and down a little bit the year before, so it's nice to have people that you're super familiar with already to ease the transition.
Last one, I just want to ask about your leadership style. Of course, you were a designated leader with the Blackhawks and now coming over to a pretty veteran group here in the Edmonton Oilers. And I know that Colton talked about being able to lean on you through that busy time. What kind of do you pride yourself in when it comes to that?
I guess the biggest thing I pride myself in is just my habits on the ice and my consistency. Those are the two areas where I go out there and I do what I do on a nightly basis, and guys can look to me and know that he's going to do his job, and I'm going to make sure that everybody rises to my level. That has to do the hard work. So I also then try to fill in the gaps where leadership needs a little bit of support. So like in Chicago, I wasn't the voice. I wasn't the boisterous one in the room constantly talking. Nick filled that role very well. So I was his support when he was feeling like his voice was getting drowned out. That's where I stepped up, and I tried to lend a hand in that area. So I'm not one to stick to any one area, but I try to fill the gaps where they're needed.